I didn't even get a chance to hit any buttons. I just saw this, like, it was like, oh, your queue is available, and I was like, oh, sweet. And also was like, nope, JK, not available. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. He's... I haven't done these quests in forever. Here that you deliver it to? Oh my god, I haven't done this in so long. I forget where you deliver the damn Kodo. Someone's dog is not a happy camper.
She's playing with the other dog, right? I'm happy with them.
Warsong Farms. Where is that at? I'm so lost! I haven't done this in so long. This is Warsong Farms. Why can't I return the Kodo? I don't understand. I'm so confused.
I think it's a button.
Yeah, it is a button. It's not letting me do it.
Are you close enough?
What the? Yeah, I got it now. So apparently the guide thingy lied to me. And it's just like, thanks guide thingy for lying to me.
Ooh.
I hope Bird's not AFK. You
No,
there,
I'm
Bird?
here.
Okay, good. So it's not you that's AFK. It's another person that's AFK.
Anticipated delivery is Thursday.
What's up with today being Thursday?
Huh?
Thursday?
They said delivery date estimated time is Thursday.
Oh,
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, buddy.
Great.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. Even if you don't bother with the macros and stuff, which like totally awesome if you do it. But even if you don't, just have a nice keyboard.
Oh man, I haven't been in here in a
You pretty much
long
live on your
time.
keyboard while you're playing the game, right? So it's like being a race car driver and you got a shitty steering wheel.
Click the gear icon. There is no gear icon.
Have y'all read the manga Berserk?
yeah.
No.
Is that motherfucker ever gonna fucking finish this shit? Like, come on.
Dude, he's been at it for like, what, 18 years now?
And now we get a new chapter like every 6 months or something? Like, it hurts.
It's like every 3. I know, I'm just waiting for like 358 over here, like, Casca
Are you
just
up to
got her
date?
memories.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm just like,
Rip spoilers.
I could see it going bad or very bad or possibly good. I don't know.
It's Berserk. It's not gonna be good.
Yeah, it's never.
Like, just, it's not gonna be good.
Have you read it, Z?
No, but I've been watching the anime. Finally.
Pro tip, there's
Manga
a lot of blood.
Yeah, that's why I said rip spoilers.
Lots of things do get ripped, lots of things are torn. It's brutal.
Isn't that the anime all the SJWs were all Twitter about? Because people get ripped all the time.
That's, you're thinking of, I think, Goblin Knight,
Oh, yeah. That's the one.
Wait,
which is
what?
pretty much Berserk.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I like it though. I mean, I like both of them, so I mean.
I haven't checked out Goblin Knight, but it's one of those where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I would like that if I actually read it.
It's not as drawn out as Berserk, but it's setting up to be very interesting. Like, it was a short novel that got made into a manga by the publisher, so now the guy is like, oh my god, this is my dream, and There's
Oh, yeah,
stuff
dude.
come out every now and then.
I'm almost tempted to read through One Piece again because that shit's just so long.
I
I'm
never
like-
could get into One Piece.
They're
Neither
like
could I.
chapter 900 and some now.
That's why I could never get into it. It's kind of like Bleach, just kept going on and on and on and on and on.
I did
Bleach
finish.
finally finished.
I did finally finish Bleach.
I have to say, the ending was fucking awful.
Yeah, the ending felt rushed. I didn't.
Bad
like it.
guy can see every possibility in every timeline ever, anywhere, no matter what. Except for this arrow that we just pulled out of our ass that can apparently go through timelines unseen. The end.
Power level reached over 5 billion.
By the way, not only are you a Shinigami, you're also a fucking mask-wearing dude, and by the way, you're one of those fucking Bojis. I can't think of their names.
Well, he
A Shinigami, a Hollow, and a...
You're everything ever created.
He's an experiment hollow. Like he's what Aizen was trying to make.
He's not
before.
actually a person.
He is a person.
He's an
Um,
Arankar.
Serious here, dude.
I have never-ending grievous wounds on me. Oh, there we go. It's like, ah, what?
Name.
Quincy.
Quincy, yeah, he's all
He's
three.
all
His
of
mom's
the
a Quincy,
above.
His dad's a Shinigami, and apparently his mom or something, some weird
His
shit
mom
happened.
was
with
a Quincy that got affected by the Arankar curse, and to keep her from dying, Hot and Clogs decided that he was gonna take Ichigo's dad, tie him to a vessel, and then tie the vessel's lifeline to the wife. And
The whole
thus
thing is just
Ichigo was
ridiculous,
born.
though. The whole thing is just ridiculous.
And that totally makes sense. Hell yeah. And then Naruto ending kind of pissed me off.
Naruto's ending
I
was
kind of
okay.
foresaw that coming, to be honest
It
with
was
you.
okay,
I actually am
but
liking.
It was not what Naruto was about in the beginning. Like the whole Chunin exams, Naruto's like, you can fight against your destiny and you can be whatever you want. And then at the end, it's like, oh, me and Sasuke are reborn ninjas from blah blah blah, and we're actually the descendants of the child of the mother of Chakra, and this was all predestined. And it's like, okay, cool. You remember that Chunin exam? Yeah, nothing's preordained, or everything's preordained.
I just kind of foresaw them doing that, though, to be honest with you.
Kiss me, Sasuke.
You know what? You know who really pisses me off in that? Sakura. The most annoying and useless character I've ever seen in my entire life.
Being useless.
She's totally useless.
Hinata
What does she
all day.
do?
Might as
Nothing.
well be her name. Useless.
Yeah, she doesn't do anything. She just
cries, and
cries.
then she kind of like reaches inside Naruto's body and plays with his heart for a little bit. I remember.
That's like all she does, though. She just leads him around.
Like, I
She
think
didn't
the
cry
series
so
could
much.
have been so much better if she had been paired with Naruto instead and gotten over the whole, oh my god, I'm so useless because Sasuke's not here and I miss him, and oh my god, everything revolves around him.
How dare you just throw Hinata to the side like that?
Well,
Hinata, I think they needed to emphasize her more.
yeah.
Dude, she had a little thing in the anime. It was like pretty sure it's a filler episode, but that shit was lit.
Yeah, she was
She went,
actually.
like, full mama bear.
That was actually fun. I was gonna be
Her
trying to
fucking,
log
like,
into something and it goes.
120 trigram defensive stance shit.
I love whenever you try to log into something and it says, please select all the images with staircases. And you're like, really?
Yeah, I had some shit that's like, please select images of a bus, and I'm like, dude, these are the most grainiest, ugly, like 1996 photos. Like, I don't know if that's a bus or a side of a building. Like, had to do that one like 4 times. I'm not a robot. I'm just fucking frustrated.
I got Arctic fur.
Like, choose the pictures with a car, and there's like a dot off. Apparently, a car.
Alright, cool. Ah!
Yeah, apparently a female wrestler took out her tampon and shoved it in the mouth of another female wrestler.
Oh, that's so
And
gross.
People are losing their goddamn mind.
Because that's gross.
It's disgusting,
That's
but
fucking disgusting.
That's really
it's
gross.
so gross. But she's got mad heat now, dude. Like,
From where?
everyone. What do you mean from?
I mean, like, what wrestling is this? Is this like New Japan?
Her name is Priscilla Kelly, so I assume she's on some indies.
That's
but
indies,
I'm
yeah.
not. I'm not too familiar with Miss Kelly.
What did she do? I had everything.
She
muted.
took a tampon out of herself and then shoved it into the mouth of another girl.
Nice.
And the wrestling community is just like flabbergasted. They're like, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Because it is
How dare
gross.
you."
That's just gross.
I mean,
Taking
it's
something out of
gross.
the cooter.
It's gross, but I assume that both wrestlers beforehand like agreed to do this because they knew that it was gonna piss a lot of people off. And it's not even like pissing them off or like disgusting. I mean, it's gross. But yeah. For that to be something that people are so upset about, I'm like, I mean, seen worse.
People are so downsy.
Actually, Road Dogg just posted something on Twitter about it. He says, "This stuff is the reason some people despise our industry. It's got nothing to do with taking life seriously. It's about dignity and personal pride. She obviously has none." Yo, it's 2019 now, and you've got Mandy Rose sending fucking Jey Uso pictures in a towel. I mean, her ring gear is more, what's the word? Scantily clad than a picture of her in a towel? Like, what the fuck?
Yep.
That's why people don't take this seriously, dude. Like, come on now, Road Dogg, fucking write this shit.
Paladin was just like, let's run the boss all over the entire goddamn room. And it's like, you did not need to do that.
It's called kiting.
Yeah, and kiting
Okay.
so fast that none of the melee could keep up with the boss.
Just gotta get good.
Apparently so.
I'll let these guys pull trash real quick while I grab some junk.
Fucking jealous. Chili sounds hella good right now.
Contacts
Tomorrow, I'm
keep
gonna do
blurring.
the muffin eggs.
Oh, that's
Sick.
that thing I told you. Yeah, you can. It's like
yeah.
it's like mini omelets. You basically just make like a whole bunch of them, and then you can put them in like a container and save them, or you can just whatever, and then you can reheat them.
Yeah,
That's
honestly, I prefer that because what I was doing was boiling eggs, and that was a pain in the ass.
Yep. I learned that from a friend.
Like, unless I actually went out and got like, it's like pretty much little containers that you break an egg and then you pour it in, then it boils in that, so it's you don't have to like peel the eggshell.
I mean, you could also poach an egg.
I'll
Well,
poach
what
your
what
egg.
I told him to do, and it's actually brilliant, is you get a muffin tin. I'm ignoring this shaman.
Instead of making muffins, you make eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get the idea. I'm just saying, I don't know, if you don't want to peel it, like, you can just drop an egg. I mean, doing it properly, you'll get a poached egg.
Yeah, but that's you can't really like store those, can you? Eat them like 5 days later.
I mean, you could. I don't know if it'd be safe.
But no, what you do is you just make basically mini omelets, and you can cut up whatever vegetables you want, and you basically put all the little vegetables or whatever you want in your eggs into each one, so you can make them like all completely different. And then you take like a dozen eggs and you mix them into a big bowl, and then you slowly pour them into each muffin tin, throw them in the oven for 350 for like 15 minutes or so. Some ovens are different, so it just depends on what kind of oven you have. And when they're cooked, then you just have a dozen little mini omelets.
I'm gonna do that, and then I need to find like something cheap for meat. I don't think bacon's very cheap, is it?
Beef? Just do ground beef.
Ground beef.
Yeah, you can do some ground beef in there.
And I'm pretty sure all like spices.
You can do like a morning hamburger style thing, where you can literally get beef, and you can put the egg omelet on top of the beef, and then just eat it that way. So you know what I mean? Like you're doing like a sausage muffin without actually doing that.
Yeah, back. We didn't
what?
Holler.
Good.
The fuck? She turned into a dragon?
Yeah. And don't stand behind her.
Chromie?
No. Silent
Alexstrasza?
Gosa. Silent Gosa and
Calistras.
no, in fucking what the hell is this place called? Violet Hold.
Nexus. Oh. What?
The dragon in Violet Hold.
Yeah, I thought that you were talking about the red dragon at the end of the Nexus.
No,
Is
no,
that
no,
a red
no.
dragon?
This is the
Yeah.
blue one. Wow, we carried the hell out of that
Cataclysm
DPS.
pretty much fucked the dragon.
Right?
Jesus.
It completely fucked the dragons. None of their aspects have their powers
Look
anymore.
at that gap. though.
What has Thrall been up
Verd
to?
and I just did 25%
He's been banging his
DPS
girl, my
approximately. A
Is he, like,
piece.
in game right now to be found somewhere?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you can still find her all.
He's living with, what's her face still? His wife?
Is he in Durantar?
Go
He's in
well.
Rashal.
Go well.
That was a pretty nice little quest chain he had there for him, though.
Help me with the elements. So I can
Oh
make-
my god, what did I zone into? I came out of the dungeon like, don't worry, I got the. Oh shit, there's mobs everywhere. What level are you, by the way?
73.
We're getting there.
Oh, I caught the
67.
Ixie. Fuck. That's awesome.
Either of you guys have flying and WAD, by any chance?
Yes.
Thank Jesus. I might need to, when we hit max level, or not max level, when we hit whatever it is, 90? Is it 90?
Shit on mind control.
Whatever.
Bitches.
Anyway, I might need you to, like, you know, carry us through WAD because I hate that expansion so much.
What's WAD?
You wanna just
Warlords
get,
of
like,
Draenor.
handy notes, and I'll like eat all
Yeah,
the
just all the
treasures.
treasure chests. So, like, there's a trick that you do to you get someone who has flying if you don't have flying, which I don't, because I never played in WAD. And they just fly you around to all the world quests, and they fly you around to all the treasure chests, and you loot them all, and then you loot everything, and then you just kind of go, LOL, I'm 100. That's
Bonus
literally what you
objectives as
do.
well.
Yeah, it's just so
That's what you
dumb.
meant by like world quests.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the world quest part more.
Yeah, but that's all you do is you get someone to fly you around if you don't have flying, and you just go, LOL, I'm 100, and that's all you do. Because the dungeons are
When I came back to the game, Ari did
dungeons
that
are
for me.
fucked. They really are. The dungeons are awful. And,
He got me like 6 levels. No joke.
Well, none of them have quests. That's the big part.
yeah, and they're terrible. Like, the dungeons really are terrible. And the leveling, like, the questing there is just so, like, all over the place that I don't even know where to begin. You know what I mean? It's awful. Just awful. I don't know what they were thinking when they made that entire expansion.
I mean, like, the raids, from what I heard, they were good.
I heard there was only, like, 2, and that was it.
I mean, yeah.
But that's like, what? You know what I mean? Like, this is World of Warcraft. This is, like, where... You're
It
no...
was Highmaul, Blackrock,
Like, you're known for
and
raiding.
Hellfire Citadel.
What are you doing? You know what I mean? I was just like, what happened?
I heard it was a really good expansion if you liked battle pets.
I heard it was really good expansion if you like standing around in your garrison and doing nothing all day.
That was pretty much, if you played through that entire expansion, I didn't. That's where a lot of people started, like, fucking achievement hunting and all that shit. Like, mount farming.
That's when you know, though,
Literally
it's
had
really
nothing to do
bad
with raid.
when you have nothing to do. And that's all you're doing. And I heard leveling was a joke, so people had all these alts because it took nothing to level.
Yeah, there was, I don't know if it was an exploit, but there was a thing for a long time where you could level with like 3 pet battles.
Yeah, there were a lot of people doing battle pet level.
That's just
Like, I
nuts
think
to me,
there's
though.
a route in Mist of Pandaria that you could do in the place above Castle Wing Wilds.
See, that just sounds terrible to me,
Town
though.
Hall Steps or some shit.
Like, why would anyone want to do that, though? Do you know what I mean? Like, the whole thing to
Because
me
it's
just sounded...
much faster.
No, but I'm saying the whole expansion in general sounded terrible to me. Like, people were begging me to come back. And I was like, so what do you do? Like, what are the raids? Well, there's 2 raids. Okay, what else do you do? well, there's 2 raids. I was like, no.
Yeah, no.
You need
people
to
were
offer me
asking
more
to
than
come
that.
back during that expansion. They didn't.
Like-
they just didn't.
I'm just not gonna come back for 2 raids and that's it. Like, then you get Legion that had like, what, 6? 5?
I did the challenge modes, and then I
It had
went
Nightmare, Hall, Trial of Valor, kind of. And then we had Nighthold,
There's a lot of
TOS.
raids.
Tumas Argeris, and Entorts.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
raids.
There was no mini raid in.
I wouldn't
WoD,
even
and
say
there
that 4 was a lot.
I hope.
But just like the idea
There's
of the
5.
fact that there was only 4 raids the entire, or 2 raids the entire expansion, that's like, what, 2 years almost? That's like,
There were 3 raids.
They had Highmaul, and then
Blackrock
Blackrock
Foundry,
came out a little bit
Hellfire
after that.
Citadel.
And Hellfire, yeah.
but I'm just saying,
But
like,
you
to
gotta
me,
miss
it
Pandaria,
just,
We had Boshagan Bots, Heart of Fear, Tears of Spring, Throne of Thunder, Siege of Orgrimmar, and a lot of shit.
yeah, and you had challenge
Isle-
modes,
Isle of
Timeless Isle, you had to unlock stuff, you also had to do all of that legendary quest lines.
This was great. I don't care what anybody says.
It was just
Hey, I
like,
had to do the ring quest line. That one was fun.
but I'm just saying,
You
like,
go back to Wrath of the Lich King, that had a lot of raids.
well, Wrath had a
lot of
new
them,
raid
like,
every
one-off.
4 months. On approximate.
Like Vault of Archivon, I'd say that's kind of a one-off. Obsidian Sanctum's a
Then you-
one-off.
then-
Eye of Eternity's a
Remember how
one-off.
you could rate 10 mans and 25?
Yeah, so you had double of everything.
versions?
That as well, yeah.
And
That made things a
then,
lot of fun, I thought.
Onyxia's
and
Lair
then
and
you
Ruby
also,
Sanctum.
you also had, you could do normal mode, well, there was like a normal quote unquote, but you know what I mean, like everything was regular, and then you could trigger things to do challenging modes in raids.
Instead of just sitting at the Mythic,
Yeah.
I think is kind of silly. I like the fact that you can do certain things during a boss fight to trigger a heart.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Like, I don't know why they took that. Oh, we're gonna just take this away. I'm like, why?
I mean,
That,
to be fair, that hard bug, yes.
huh? You kind of cutting out a little bit.
So back then there also was a setting. So
Is he cutting out to anyone else?
Mr. fucking Roboto over here.
Roboto.
Check and make sure you aren't uploading a bunch.
Welcome home.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I really hate that they took out like the multiple difficulty things. Like that was just dumb. Like if you want people to
Oh.
keep playing your game for a long time,
Well, this
give
explains a
them
lot.
shit to do for a long time.
right.
So, Vert, I gotta
Like
switch
some
over.
people are gonna want to get their gear from 25 mans, but then they have friends that they'll be like, "Hey, yo, I'm geared,
I gotta
and
switch.
you need an extra person
I gotta
to
switch-
progress."
I gotta switch over real quick because I gotta upgrade some of my heirlooms. I didn't realize I didn't upgrade. So give me a second.
Do like a more casual version of your buddies. But like it still had a trinket or something that was good for you. So you'd do it just for that to help them out and maybe get a chance to loot.
Is that a no?
But even still, like, is what a now?
What were you asking?
Is that any better?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
You just suddenly went, "Is that a no?" And we're all like, "What is a no? What's no?"
I asked if that was better first.
You were just like, "Is that better?" And we're all like, "Is what better? Like, what did we miss?" Everyone just seriously simultaneously paused, like, "Is what? Like what?" Like you could just hear everyone just pause. Like there's this long pause. I thought that was funny.
Never mind, we got tank.
What are you guys doing?
We're doing L4.
Ew. I do not envy any of you.
I'll put a healthy portion of Texas pizza in that chili and not as much.
Well, as I said, I made it mild so that you could choose what you wanted to do yourself. Aw, my music video thingy just freaked out and had a panic attack. Hang on, I'll refresh it. It was just suddenly like, nope, no more music videos for you. You get to sit in silence and contemplate your life and all the choices that you make. Did I really send my monk? I guess I did. All these names. No, it's great. Click, 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 tap, 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 click, click, click. Why is my thingy having like a panic attack? Very strange. There we go. That was super duper strange. So the artifact stuff is in Undercity,
The heirlooms, yeah.
right?
Yeah, you have to look at the old version of Undercity in order to get there. Then.
But I want to go in the new version of Undercity and completely die to the dot. I gotta go get that vendor in Old Undercity. That's the challenge mode for the day. Come on, you have to admit that would be funny. Where's this vendor at? And you're like running through dying slowly, like, where is he at? Do they even still have the Undercity portal? Yeah, they do. So, did you guys hear at the beginning of the expansion as a mage, you could troll the shit out of people with the Undercity portal?
That's great.
So, the beginning of the expansion, Blizzard kind of neglected the fact that there was no Undercity, and they forgot about that. And if you put your mage portal down, people were clicking on it, it would teleport you into the middle of Undercity, and you'd immediately die. So, if I had a really bad group in my Mythic Zeros, because, you know, this is like before you could do the Mythic Pluses, this is when we were still trying to get gear. If I had a really bad group, I would drop an Undercity portal. Just watch people take it and their health bar just vanish. I'd be like, that's what you get, sucker, and I would just leave. I'm so mean. I'm glad this isn't funny to anyone else, just me.
More funny when they actually took the portal and died.
Yeah.
Especially when they thank you. Thanks for portal.
Yeah.
And they died.
You just watch their health just and I'd be like, well, there they go. And then the best part was, if you rezzed, you still couldn't get back to your body because you'd have to res inside of Undercity that's destroyed. So they had to spirit res.
I would always do the portal roulette.
Oh yeah.
You go into Undercity, you go into Orgrimmar, you go into Stoner.
You can do that again. They brought that back. They got the delay on portals away. They actually made it so you can just keep putting them down on top of each other again.
That's my favorite.
But no, but the portal, you can't do the Undercity thing anymore, but it was just so funny at the beginning of the expansion to watch people just take it and just die.
It's not quite as fun.
I got Alan with it twice.
Everybody has like 1,000 Hearthstones, but
Oh shit.
No, by the time you loaded and your loading screen was done, you would already be dead.
no, I'm talking about the portal roulette.
Oh yeah, I know. But you gotta do it.
It's mildly inconvenient now.
You gotta do it skillfully, that's why. Okay, so I'm in Undercity. Where is this artifact dude at? Like, where's he at in Undercity?
I don't know. If I can find a map of the Undercity on this guy, I'll see if I can find it.
Is it like... Is it in the Apothecarium? The War Quarter, the Magic Quarter, or the Rogue's Quarter? Because you know he's
I
obviously one
want
of
to
those
say
spots.
the Magic Quarter.
Magic Quarter? You mean like where all the portals and stuff used to be? Oh, by the way, I am super happy they got rid of the Zeppelins.
It's on the outer ring, though. If you fly around the outer ring,
Magic
you'll
Quarter
see it
is
someplace.
like where you used to teleport into and where the mages stuff used to be.
It's gonna be on the left side of one of the circles, like the semicircles around the outside.
Do you mean like on the inside
I
of
mean,
the semicircle,
like, fly around
or
in a fucking circle,
okay?
and you will eventually find someone.
You
near
mean
the slime.
you mean the inner part of the outer ring?
No. You're on the very outer ring, and it's gonna be on the outer part of the outer ring.
So okay. And is he like right there on the slime, like right on a dock or something, or?
Motherfucker, if
okay,
you
are
don't
you-
fucking fly around the goddamn Undercity and
That's what
find
I'm
it,
doing.
Are you okay? Are you talking about the heirloom vendor?
Yeah, where is he?
He's in the road quarter in the back right corner.
Thank you. Healy's just like, just fly around, you'll find it. I'm like, there's so many NPCs.
Sounds like Pittsburgh directions.
No. Heirloom, curator, here he is.
He was on the outer ring.
No. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but he's like tucked away in a quarter. If you just would have flown
Took a
around.
portal and you took a left. He was in that direction.
No.
Granted, it's a circle though, so your left's gonna eventually start going right.
Whoa, dude.
Where's the upgradable one, though?
He sells them. They're like in the first page.
The upgrade stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, here it
Like
is.
the scabbard and
Upgrade an
stuff.
heirloom weapon to level 90.
You guys have like all the Hellscream heirlooms?
Wow, they lowered the price of these things because these were like 10,000 before.
You
I
can
only have the
also buy.
Hellscream staff and mace.
I have all of them other than the inch shield. You can also buy the heirloom upgrades with Time Warped badges.
And marks of honor.
Well, these are actually pretty cheap now. They used to be a lot more expensive than this. So that's interesting. Huh. Where's all my plate stuff? What's this one for? Weapon.
Oh, come on, it's another Zerkatry. Every time I go into a white wormhole, it's Zerkatry. Zerkatry like 7 times and Buzzswole twice.
Oh, that's a weapon. What was the doozies?
Dude, I blew past my goal. I wanted to get to 50k level, and I'm at 25k level.
Oh yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, butter.
Yep.
I still think that's funny. Oh yeah, butter.
Still be Zerkatry. And it's Buzzswole.
So those Paragon caches that are such a big fucking boost.
Two
Ridiculous.
So those are done. That's done.
I need Squid, or I need Jellyfish Boy, and I need Guzzlord.
Huh. That's interesting. so much money. These like armor casings,
Yeah.
totally worth it, honestly.
I mean, after you do it once, you can use that armor set for, like, everything.
Yep. I pretty much use them on like the things though that like I know are a pain in the ass to get. Do you know what I mean? Like a neck and that I'm not really concerned about. But
All
like,
the things that give experience.
yeah.
Did you, do you have any of the rings?
No. I never did any of that.
If you could set up like one character with your garrison, you can get all of them pretty easily.
Yeah, this requires me to do stuff.
You're right. You're right.
My lazy factor is pretty high.
What's my dishes here?
What the hell? Oh.
What patch did they add in the scaling for Airlands and Legion?
I don't remember. Yeah, like helms, trinkets, all that stuff is vitally important, so
I only have one of the rings. I've never won the Stringlethorn Veil fishing thing.
alright, good enough. That was a lot of money I just spent. Oh, nice. So the stuff that I have equipped automatically just upgraded already, and I didn't have to remake them and re-equip them. Except for that. Okay. Grady, you still around?
Your man came home and GFK.
Probably.
I AFK when that man comes home too. I don't even get a response.
Dude, I just have learned to just ignore half of what you say to me, that's why.
Not even a. Didn't even flinch.
Nope.
That's it.
You get no response from me.
See how it is. She refuses to be trolled.
Yep, I do refuse to be trolled. Now what?
No, I can't wisecrack. Refuse to be trolled. I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's already 11:30. I think they got rid of some of the, I think they got rid of some quests. Not gonna lie. Ah. Ah. That's all I heard.
2019, you're allowed to be gay anywhere.
Ha! That's all I heard. I was just like, what? You guys enjoying this K-pop?
I lost our keys.
K-pop?
Yeah, I'm listening to K-pop right now. I
See,
got it.
I like that back when it was, you know, you were made fun of for listening to it, and now it's like cool.
Oh,
like
I've been
Pokemon.
listening to this stuff for a long time.
Everything. I don't know. I liked it when it was like
I'm listening to some
my
EXO if you've
anime
ever heard
theme
of them.
songs. Maybe. I definitely can't tell you if I've heard them if I hear one of their songs, because you know I don't know the words.
Well, as I said, if you turn on my stream, you'd be able to hear this.
I don't know the words though.
What?
I don't know the words. I can't sing along. You're talking about like Korean, right?
Yeah.
It's in Korean.
Yeah, but they have a lot of mixture of English in their stuff now.
Oh. Oh. I would have called them EXO. I did not know it was EXO.
It's probably EXO, but I think I
Oh.
think it's called EXO. I don't really know how they pronounce it because they never. Do you know what I mean?
I honestly hope this is trolling, but I've heard talk of them wanting to get a K-pop band to headline WrestleMania.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was that thing from League.
So
I bet
It
you it's
might
gonna be that
be.
thing from League.
it'd be way better to do that than Flow Rider.
Again?
Yeah. Anything's better than Flow Rider because
What's
that
the
was
band
just
from
like.
League?
Have you ever
I think
heard?
it might be EXO.
Have
I'm
you
not-
ever Well, no, in League I think it was BTS that did it, but it was a
Okay, it
girl.
might be
It was a
BTS,
girl.
maybe.
It was a girl band.
Oh no, these are all boys.
BTS is huge right now.
Yeah, no, it was EXO.
Is it EXO?
It might have been a fake though, so I might have to check more.
That's impressive if it is, because a lot of people know who BTS is. Considering BTS is like super huge and have actually come over to the United States several times. You said WrestleMania?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about it, so I think it was just like a little fake picture. But John Cena is apparently a huge fan.
John Cena is a huge fan of BTS.
EXO.
Yep. So does
I think
BTS.
K-pop in general. I think he's actually a giant weeb. Like, some of his interviews talk about like his favorite video games and shit, and it's like real-time strategy games.
Cena,
and, like,
here's the thing. This was just written last year. Cena is apparently a fan of K-pop group BTS, and has
yeah?
uploaded a photo of the group's member J-Hope, which is Hwang Hoseok, on his Instagram account on February 7th.
We'll just go with J-Hope.
Yeah, J-Hope. Here, I'll put a BTS song on so you can hear them. Actually, there's a really good mashup with BTS and KDA. So let's throw that in
I
there.
actually think I've heard Monster before.
Yeah, that's EXO. Ooh, as I'm like hiccuping here. Hang on, let me find BTS. There's a good BTS song that just came out not too
He's
long
gonna
ago.
pay for the laser beams.
We'll make Mexico pay for the laser beam.
Let's put it to you this way. This is how popular BTS is. Their song Idol came out 4 months ago, and on YouTube has 324 million views. That's in 4 months. They're like super huge. Yeah, they're like outrageously big.
Like my DPS. Definitely not my pin.
Rip.
Both are outstanding, terrific. One of the best.
Here, I'm adding some
Everyone
BTS.
agrees. Let me tell you, I've seen a lot. Believe me.
We'll do Mic Drop because that's like one of their bigger songs. Mic Drop has 409 million views.
Who is Red? Or maybe Blackpink?
Blackpink is really big still.
Don't they have a song called Red?
There's Red Velvet, which is a band.
Oh no.
Blackpink is really big too. Here, I'm putting the BTS KDA mix on.
Blackpink.
Blackpink is the name of a K-pop band. This is BTS mixed with KDA from League. And Steve Aoki is the guy who did the mix for BTS to begin with, so it's actually kind of a little cool mix.
I heard they did the dudes that did the animation for this really dirty.
What do you mean?
They weren't properly credited, they didn't get paid and shit.
Oh yeah, no,
like-
no, no, no. The studio who made it actually is listed on the video, and people have been.
The
they-
studio or the people?
The studio did. The guys who made this probably weren't properly credited. That wouldn't surprise me any.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about like one of the dudes that did a ton of the animation or something. He's like, yeah, they fired me.
They honestly didn't think it was gonna get this big, is what it was. But this mix this guy did, the guy who did this mix of the two videos together, the mashup, it's just such a good mashup. I found it like one day, I was just like viewing through and I was like, damn, this is a good mashup because it syncs so well and it's just disgusting and I want it to be like a real thing. Do you know what I mean? Like I want this to be a thing. What? No, I have to go back. Lame.
25k level. I'll definitely get it next week for sure.
Oh, your neck?
9, yeah. See if I can get 40 before the shit even drops. That'd be sick.
So I put some BTS in the queue, but I will also put in the queue the girls who sang this in their video. It was G Lied, I think is their name. It's like weird. G Idol, I think is how you actually say it.
Well, it looks like parentheses GIs. I don't know.
It's G Idol, I think is how you say it.
GI dat.
I could be totally wrong. Could be butchering all this. Someone could be watching and being like, ah, this person's retarded. And I'll be like, yes, I am. I don't know Korean, I'm sorry.
You're supposed to pronounce the hyphen.
I just like their music. Let me enjoy the song. This is great. If you accidentally lose the guy you're supposed to be walking with, you just literally can say to the NPC, "I'm embarrassed to say this, but I lost. I lost my escort." That's funny.
Don't they say something else about not having very many?
Or something like that. And I got a whisper from the NPC. It's like, please, says, try not to lose this one. It is important that we at least try and keep up appearances. That's funny. Are you still listening to it?
No.
What is the KDA viewer count up to now, I wonder?
A lot.
Let me see. KDA. 139 million views in under 2 months. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so I put a BTS song on now.
Wait, I thought BTS was girls.
No, it's a bunch of guys.
So wait, you were talking about one earlier, and I thought you were talking about a bunch of girls.
What do you mean?
I thought you were talking about a K-pop girl group at one point.
I was.
Which one?
G-Idol or whatever.
Oh.
But BTS is a boy band. But they are super duper popular and very well known. How the hell did I get over there again? I don't remember. Shoot. I think it's this way. I'm so lost. I kind of think of BTS as the Backstreet Boys of Korea.
Doesn't Korea have like really big like plastic surgery problems?
Yes, they do. In fact, it's very hard to distinguish some of the males from the females because they all try to look alike. And over 80% of their female K-pop groups, like all the females, have to undergo what's called the Korean special, meaning they get their eyes fixed, their nose is fixed, their face is fixed. And the surgery they do to their eyebrow area is actually a surgery that can kill you.
Yeah, I heard a lot of really attractive Korean people have really fucking ugly kids because like you can fix your face but not genetics.
Yeah, a lot of them get the K-pop special. It's like kind of crazy.
I'm back now.
I watched like an entire thing about how also like a lot of these K-pop stars get like severely abused. And
I mean, yeah, they're not people; they're like a commodity.
like one of the girls, or maybe it was a guy, who used to be in a K-pop band, and you know obviously they had quit. Said that they put them all into a very small like dorm room, and they all have to split. Like they all have to have like all their beds in the little tiny dorm room, and they just tote them around, and they only make like $12,000 a year, and that's it. Individually.
But, yeah, the
And then
actual company makes a fuck.
Yep, and they force them into all these plastic surgeries and to do these like sleepless schedules. And then when they're out actually learning how to do their dance moves and stuff, there's like been reports of like dance instructors actually punching these guys in the face if they do it wrong.
In the face? You sure about the face?
Yeah, they'll actually punch them.
I feel like they hit him
The one guy actually showed like pictures, and he had a black eye, he had a shiner, and he had bruises all on his arms and all down his back.
Yeah, no, you don't touch a face. That's a moneymaker. That's like #1 rule.
I'm like, that's just insane though, if you think about it. Like, People
yeah,
over
that's
here
just
complain about
how it
stuff,
is.
and I'm like, over there, they treat them like animals, and they're human beings. It's just
Nah,
absolutely insane to
that's
me.
not how they see him, though. They see him as just something that's around now to make some money, and there's gonna be another one around the corner soon, when you guys get too old.
Oh, I know, but it's just like, it's gross. You know what I mean? Like, then you hear about people over here like, oh my god, I'd barely make anything, and I'm like, you make more than a K-pop star. What does that tell you? What does that exactly tell you?
Don't get into K-pop.
Yeah, it tells me that K-pop stars are underpaid.
And abused.
Yep.
One girl, I forget which music group it was in, she came out and told everybody what her diet was. She eats 3 bowls of small handfuls of salad a day, and that's it.
That's not right, no.
That's literally all she eats. And that's why she's only like 82 pounds. I'm like, how do you function on 82 pounds? Like, what the hell's wrong with these people? I think it's
I was
gonna
82 pounds once.
I think it's gonna take a death or something for them to fix their ways, but
Like
that's like
9?
sad, but they probably won't even care then. Cause wasn't it oh, what's that, Jackie Chan. Didn't he say, like, over in China, they don't care about their stuntmen at all? They just,
Chinese people aren't human.
they're just like, whatever.
Chinese people, like, just the way their laws and everything are set up, like, to have empathy is considered like a flaw. Like, if you see someone get hit by a car and you go to help them, you're more likely to get in trouble than if you just,
No,
I mean, if you don't mess with it, you don't get in trouble.
no, actually, I heard why they do that over there. So if you hit someone with a car in China, it's cheaper to let them die than it is for you to report it to the police right away. Because if you report it to the police, you have to take care of that person for the rest of their life. But if you hit them with a car and you let them die, you only get fined $2,000. Go figure that one out. Because that just...
Yeah, China's a brutal place.
I have a girl that works in my pharmacy who actually comes from China, and she said, like, the amount of abuse and everything over there is insane.
When you have that many people, like, literally a dime. No, it's not a dime a dozen. I guess that's the word, dime a dozen. Like, if someone goes missing, I mean, there's another person right there to replace.
That's just nuts to me, though. Like, that just... I don't even, like... I can't even have words for it, you know what I mean?
I don't approve of it, that's just the way it is.
Just blows my mind. Still not as bad as, like, watching all the car accidents that you see in Russia whenever you look at those live cams. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, those are brutal.
Those are just, like, what is happening here?
Where the fuck is this world quest? Where is Death Cap?
Thing's not working right now. I'm so sad. Oh well. Woo! Something just flickered on my screen.
Oh, there's
So what are you guys up to? I'm just running around aimlessly right now.
I'm leveling my DK, but I'm not really, because I haven't really done shit.
Let's say
I mean, I have done shit, but then I just keep getting distracted.
Do you want to queue for the last
I
ring
keep
of
getting
LFR?
distracted too.
God, fuck LFR.
Ugh. I hate LFR so much.
It's free lose.
For who? You?
Yeah,
What item level are you?
free 23.
Need to get you a little bit higher for tomorrow. I don't know what time I'm planning on doing that, but probably I'd say tomorrow's Sunday. What time do you think would be a good time? Like 7-ish
What time? What?
for heroic. raid.
Oh, whatever you want.
I think 7-ish should be okay. Oh my god, hi to all the new people. So many people are joining right now, it's kind of awesome. But everyone's so quiet. No one talks in chat. It's so sad.
In what chat?
My Twitch chat. Just send Dag in there. Start yelling at everybody. I thought I saw Nick for a split second there. I could be very wrong though. Starting to reach the final hour though.
When we accepted this queue, so I was just waving at him as I teleported away.
Oh, that like a Alliance Warlock or whatever.
Yeah, he was
That's
trying to
funny.
kill me.
I'll do that. I'll accept Q and just be like, "Get me the hell out of here!" So be being chased by like 10 people. It's amazing to me how through time, like from vanilla to now, how much like buttons in general for DPS has been minimized. I just remember like you'd open up your spellbook and you had like 45,000 different things you had to do.
He had a bunch
Sure,
of
that's because they
different options for
fucking
each spell.
smashed everything down in different specs. It's like, oh, you're a mage? No, you're not. You're a fire mage. You don't get to cast Frostbolt. Fuck you.
But it just like
Fire mage cast Frostbolt?
no.
Then they-
Well, I mean, there's that on top of like removal of like skill levels.
Yeah, I remember when you used to have to be rank 1 Frostbolt, rank 2 Frostbolt, rank 3 Frostbolt.
I mean, that was... I don't know if that was fun for healers, but it added a little bit.
I
like,
enjoyed
skill
it
to the game, kinda,
thoroughly.
like, do I want to use a rank 3 big heal, or do I want to use like rank 2?
Rank
It's not
9.
as big,
I think it
but
went all the way up to
doesn't
9.
cost as-
For some reason, I remember it going up to 9. Greater heal rank 9. I remember that being a thing for some reason. But like, it was awesome because so you generally had less heals, right? Because you only had like a few heals, but they had different ranks within those heals. So, like, I think I had like renew, greater heal, flash heal, and then remember actual just heal, and that was it. And then you had your shields as a holy priest, because you were a holy priest or a spirit priest. And so you had no, it was greater heal rank 8. I think it went up to 8. Maybe it did go up to 9, but I think it was 8. But heal only went up to like 6 and then stopped. You were supposed to not use it, but I used to use it as like a filler thing. Flash heal would eat up all of your mana if you used it as a priest. Quick, someone go Google what rank greater heal used to go up to. I need an
I don't
answer.
know. I hate it because like I get shadow locked, and I remember once upon a time it's like, oh, I used to be able to cast smite or something. Nah, can't do that.
Wasn't it
Greater
like,
heal rank.
I think it was in like Sunwell or something where Warlock had to just cast like rank 7 Shadow Bolt forever.
I don't remember. I remember greater heal going up pretty high, and I remember my tanks. Like I could tell based off of their health and where at in their health they were, that what determined what spell rank I actually had to use at that current moment. And I had both of my, like, 2 of my tanks I had memorized. We had a third one that kind of was iffy. And then we had a bunch of other tanks too. 'Cause for some fights required, like, you know, a shitload of tanks for whatever reason. But I could just tell by staring at their health pools, like, okay, I need to use greater heal rank 4. Okay, now I need to use 8. Okay, now I need to use 1. And I kind of miss that. Can't wait for that to come back in Classic, though, because you're going to see people just having panic attacks. Like, what do you mean I gotta use different ranks of things? Like, yeah, there's no just, it's a thing. I hope they make...
I haven't gotten a new spell in 10 levels. What's
Yeah.
going on?
You need to go back to the city
Haven't when-
and train it, you
Exactly.
dumbass. I can't wait for that to
Well,
happen.
That's not fun.
I can't wait for that to happen. What do you mean there's no LFG? You gotta run there? Yeah.
Why do I keep dismounting and
I have to talk to people.
Yeah, you gotta talk to people.
You have to socialize?
People are gonna cry because
I can't wait, it's gonna be
Nixie's Lair, find groups for Upper Blackrock.
No,
it's gonna be a shit show.
you know what my favorite is? When people would get the Upper Blackrock Spiral. Okay, who has the key? Not me. I forgot mine in the bank. Fuck. Well, get going. My Hearthstone's on cooldown for another 20 minutes.
Yes, Upper Blackrock Spire.
No more hunters.
No more Upper Blackrock Spire.
No more hunters.
Looking for one more Upper Blackrock Spire. Must have heat. No hunters.
I loved that back in the day. See, I miss that though. Like, I honestly, as stupid as it sounds, I actually do miss that because you could tell in trade chat immediately somebody would post something, you'd be like, oh, I remember that dude. I used to party with him all the time. He's really good. I better join his group. And that's what you used to do. Now it's just kind of like, I don't know who the hell anybody is. Have half a clue of some people. You might,
The only
you might,
people that
you might
like,
meet someone
recognize are
new.
trolls.
Yeah, you might, not even that anymore. Because everyone has trade chat turned off because there's no use for it. And you might recognize one person's name in the town, like in a blue moon, that maybe you partied with them, like, for 10 levels.
So it's okay, but
That's what Blizzard should do. We should all
Most of the time
petition
it's, like,
Blizzard.
old guildies that I recognize.
That's what we should do, though. Petition Blizzard. Remove LFG and watch the panic.
Oh, dude, April Fool's Day. Removing LFG.
Just watch the panic ensue. I shrunk. I really do just kind of want to see that now. Just watch people panic over, like, the fact that there's no LFG system. But it kind of would be lame because you can fly everywhere anyway, so it's like even lazier.
Oh, well, now everyone's dead.
What'd you guys wipe on?
Nobody interrupted,
What'd you wipe on?
Drawers.
Trash. So,
both packs. I don't know why you would do that in L. No, but hardly anybody interrupts, so then you pull 2 packs on purpose.
no, I asked what you wiped on. I didn't ask what your group was. Ba-dum-dum-ch. I got jokes. I got jokes from all the folks. Oh, that was an NPC that whispered me. I'm like, what the f- I'm used to the Gahoon chat. Why is there still Christmas music in this? Like, stop it! I don't want to listen to your Christmas music. Ugh. One thing I don't like.
They just roared again, so I'm out.
What happened?
We're just wiping over and over again to Lions because nobody's getting.
The same trash rather than reset.
I don't think we pulled it again. I think it just got chained. People were running away from it.
So the one thing I've noticed about Melee is I feel like there's a lot of downtime in between things. Because if you button mash, you get punished
Why
for
are
it.
we still pulling this trash? For fuck's sake, just die, these idiots.
I kind of wish I was there watching this. But is Windwalker's not that way, right? You smash buttons.
It's mostly smashing buttons, but you do get a little bit of downtime where you gotta pick what you're gonna do.
I get a lot of downtime on a paladin right now, and it's just kind of like really boring. You just stand there and like auto. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. I saw a video, by the way. I think you would appreciate, Brian. about the worst weapons in Vanilla WoW. Arcanite Reaper is on there. Or no, best weapons, sorry. Arcanite Reaper is on the best weapons. The worst weapons was that one axe out of Molten Core that you could just change what it looked like, but it did nothing important.
Bender Shard.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask these. You don't have to, like, post some official countdown list or whatever. I can just tell you. You know just as well as I do.
I
Because we're
remember
old.
I remember the what was that off of
I remember the
The
Crimson
Council.
Shock. It actually
yeah.
looked like the Crimson Shock.
I remember the one weapon that you'd also constantly disenchant off of the council.
What console?
The not the
About
council,
family?
but what was it called? No, in vanilla. Oh, my eye is killing me. In Molten Core, you had the snakes. There was the
Major Domo,
one.
Executives.
No, not Major Domo. It was the one before that. He was downstairs. You had the one guy, and then you had the little snakes next to him. There was a rune there you had to throw. He was really easy. It wasn't hard at all. It was after you normally did him after you did dogs, or sometimes you did him before you did dogs. What was the name of that boss? Yeah.
Sulfurin Harbinger.
Sulfurin. Thank you. Yeah, he dropped something of the Nexus. Or not Nexus. What was the crystals back then? I can't remember what it was. But anyway, it was a trident, right? And this trident you could change it to have different looks.
Shadow Strike?
Yeah. But you used to call it Shadow Shard because nobody wanted it because it was absolutely god awful. So back then, weapon speed was detrimental, and you wanted slower weapon speed. The slower the two-hander, the better. That thing was like fast. It was considered a polearm, which nobody equipped because you had to level up your weapon skills back then. So like nobody ever got polearms because there was like basically no polearms before that thing. And it didn't do that much. It was so bad. Then there was the
He's our thing. Pickle is.
Did they change how weapon skills worked? Like, could you not just AFK on a mob and melee it to
No.
max weapon skill?
No, you could not do that. There was no way in hell. Back then, you had to kill things of your level to get skill.
Gross.
That was the hard part about it.
I don't know what the fuck Liz was thinking back then. Like,
Well, it was all brand
I remember
new.
getting fucking gloves from Dead Mines, like gym flight gloves had fucking strength on it. Like what?
Well, yeah, I mean everything was random back then. Like the gear was literally like the stats.
No, this wasn't random. This was a guaranteed drop in Dead Mines. Well, not guaranteed.
The
but
itemization is
The
random.
itemization was randomed.
itemization on this item was not random.
Oh, well then I don't
I'm
know.
talking about one that dropped from Dead Mines that straight up just had fucking strength on a pair of cloth
She's talking
gloves.
about like the way that they're designated as random, not that it's random when it's rolled.
Yeah, like the way it
So
used to
you're
work
telling
back
me
then
Blizzard
was
just put in cloth gloves on a boss, 2-drop,
with
strength.
random stats.
Yeah.
They are
That's-
not
Definitely.
fucking random is the point
No,
that I'm saying.
no,
I'm
you're not
telling
listening.
you,
Just-
there's
just-
inflight gloves
okay.
from the first some boss in Dead Mines that had strength on it. for
Okay,
whatever reason.
pause.
Or what
Listen,
Blizzard's
listen to what I'm saying. Blizzard literally randomized all of the stats on the low-level gear. So they would be like, "Here's some cloth gloves," and they would just throw stats on them, and that's all they did.
Like, are you talking about of the monkey?
Yeah,
That's not what I'm talking about.
but I'm saying they did that with everything though, and that was a problem. So like, they didn't sit down and say, "Okay, we're gonna put these gloves in the game, and they are gonna have intellect on them, and that's what it's gonna be." That's not what they did. They were just like, "We're gonna put these gloves in the game," and then they just rolled a die, and whatever stats were on them, that's what you got.
I don't think they did that with Blues though.
Yeah, they did. There was a lot of things where they mentioned where they literally had no clue what stats to use on some of the items because this was before like people really were paying attention to what the stats actually did. So they said that they actually would just make an item and then they would put like basically in their coding like question marks and they would just like hit a button and it would just automatically assign stats to things without them actually looking at it. And those gloves are probably one of them. And I'm just like, that's so funny. Because I remember getting cloth gear with, like, strength, and I'm like... Or agility on it, and I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with this? I know what gloves you're talking about in Dead Mines. I think that was one of the things where they just literally randomized what stats were going to go into it. They had no clue what they were doing.
It also wasn't as big of a deal back then because the other buffs actually, or like the other stats actually gave you bonuses. Like in ICC, one of the best builds that you could get for Ret Paladin was a leather agility build with armor pen.
I also remember when Intellect used to make it so that you could level your weapon skills faster.
How did I just get stuck?
This fucking guy pulled for some reason we didn't have. I don't think.
Go away, mobs. I don't want you. Yeah, but like, if you read some of the stuff, it's kind of interesting. It's like some of the earlier League stuff I was reading is very interesting too. You remember when League of Legends UI used to take up almost the entire screen?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why?
No.
So underneath all of that UI, it was literally nothing. And the reason why they did that was because then that way you could get max frames per second. Because there was nothing there for your computer to load. So, like, you were viewing only a very small portion of the screen. Because that's all that actually existed. I think that's kind of funny. Healy, you still there?
Yeah, I'm mad as shit.
Why? What happened?
I don't know, dude. I keep trying to explain shit and you fundamentally misunderstand the things I say, so I can't really, like, talk anymore about it.
I don't understand why you're getting all mad about it.
Cause I can't, like, explain it to you. Like, I keep trying to re-explain and then you're like, no, that's not it. But then I'm like, no, that's
I think
not
we're-
it. But then
we're-
someone else is like, yeah, no, that's it. And I'm like, oh, god, dude, no. But, so I'm just gonna be cool.
'Cause I think we're saying the same thing but differently.
No, these are blue drops from bosses that they've determined are blue drops from bosses. They don't randomize those. If it's like of the monkey or of the fucking like blue tiger of whatever, that's randomized. But this is like a blue item that they're like, yeah, these gold flake gloves are gonna have strength. It's gonna be so much fun.
But like main stats weren't designated back then. Like you could use multiple
As a
stats.
caster, strength did nothing at all.
Well, I think also back then though, a lot of them weren't thinking like, oh, well, you're a plate wearer, so you have to wear a plate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they were thinking about armor back then, and that was before they had that passive where, you know what I mean? Like, if you're wearing all plate, you get this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like they added that in
one
later, didn't they?
class is, like, bound to intellect and intellect only, and also bound to one type of armor, aka cloth. You're completely silly to throw strength there. That's why I'm saying, like, what were they thinking? Was going through their head. Like, I can understand leather or mail with strength because that kind of gave like AP to the melee wares, and not many casters really wore anything above cloth. Like, you had your elemental shamans and your boomkins, but
You know-
like clothies, they were only it.
You know what's really funny? I can't even find them.
They changed them. The gold flake gloves now have it.
What is it what were they
changed
called?
Everything. Gold flake gloves.
Gold flake gloves?
Flecked.
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 I don't know if they're still there because there was the Dead Mines revamp that took out the second boss.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying like sometimes you can look up old vanilla WoW stuff because, you know what I mean, like people had those
I thought
private
they
servers.
would be like using the dungeon journal.
No.
But yeah, I think it was Cataclysm. They revamped a lot of
It was on Glub
like,
Talk.
older items. Glub Talk.
Glub Talk had it.
Where's he then? Where's he from?
Glub Talk is from Dead Mines, but he's the
Ogre?
he's the big ogre that throws crap all over the place.
Yeah, and he had the little goblin dude with him. Yeah. Fuck that guy in his gloves.
As I said, it's really hard to find like information on all that stuff because they changed so much of it. The gold fleck gloves are
Dude.
intellect and stamina now.
Dagger, you proud of me?
Yeah, dude. You smoked all these dudes.
Yeah,
I was dinged last night or this morning.
Apparently in the WoW beta, agility was useful for priest.
Yes, it was.
The fuck?
Dude, so if you look at the really early items for plate warriors, you're gonna notice that there's all this plate gear with spirit on it because they seriously thought that like spirit give HP regen, therefore it would be useful for tanks.
The other crazy thing about beta WoW, like back in beta vanilla WoW, is Tarn used to be able to shapeshift in combat and run away at 40% speed.
Or druids?
No, Tauren.
Just Tauren, yeah.
Tauren had the same thing that druids have
That's
now.
the beta, and
But
everything.
yeah, it never made it to live. They took it out because it was like super like what the fuck. But it was Tauren. Tauren used to do what druids can do today. They thought that they were going to use Tauren as like the ability to turn into a mount and then other people could mount them. And they would turn into mounts and they were able to run away at 40% speed, which back then is kind of crazy considering nobody else could do that and nobody else had like speed movements and things to catch up to them.
No, not at all. You used to have to
Was it it was instant?
It was instant, yeah, they could just and go. All Tauren had that. Yeah, it was it was so funny. It was like, what is this? And why are they doing this? This is cheating.
I feel like something like that would make it to live nowadays.
I'm back.
Probably.
I mean,
Sorry.
What up?
live is basically beta nowadays.
That's right. How's your man doing?
He's good. He just had a interesting work
day?
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, some prick was being over dramatic at work and was trying to pin him for, like, being a manager who has a bias towards an associate, because the dude was an associate, because he himself couldn't handle the, store manager basically reprimanding him about his attitude while the store manager was in the hospital.
Thanks.
So he just tried to pin Widow with, like, the cause of everything and being a bad manager and stuff.
Mad respect for not breaking my immersion.
So is he gonna be like fired now? Hopefully.
Or is his
The-
IRL
the
name Widow?
associate? No,
The
his,
guy
his
that-
IRL name is not Widow. But
I was gonna say,
like,
yeah, no, I freak out.
the associate is being, quote unquote, watched.
Oh, so another thing in beta I completely forgot about, to go back to that topic. Rogues and hunters could use bucklers.
Bucklers, yeah.
What? That'd be badass.
Yeah, they took that out of the game though.
Lower DPS, not worth it.
No, like, think of the aesthetics of being a rogue that could use a buckler. You could, like, buckler surf on rooftops and shit.
No, they were shields, but they took it out.
Mhm.
They just took it out. They just said no, that's all right.
How are you supposed to be a swashbuckler? Like, you don't even have a buckler to wash. How are you supposed
All
to
he's got is the swash.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, and survival talents and for hunters back then in beta was the melee tree, like what they are today.
Is it what I think it is?
And they had a lacerate ability, which dealt more than 100 damage at level 60.
Yes, I asked you, is it what I think it is?
What?
Even the desert.
Think what, huh? I'm so confused. Is he talking to us or is he talking to his dad?
Who said that? Hi, Dad.
Hi
Nick
again.
says hi again, and Hipster says hi again.
I saw my dude dad.
My dude dad.
Oh my god.
I saw my dude dad, dude, duty dad.
I saw my dude's dad. There we go.
Nailed it.
Let's see what else. Dwarves could be mages back then. This is all vanilla WoW beta I'm talking about. The stuff that never made it into live.
Freaking the Sadu. Speaking
So,
of voodoo man.
this is one I completely forgot about, but this is true. Hunters were using focus as the resource system back before they added intellect into the game, like kind of how they do today. But if you stood completely still, it regenerated at a rapid rate, and they thought that was broken, so they added intellect instead for them, and they made them use intellect. Which is hilarious, because they've gone back to them using focus. But yeah, they used focus originally in beta, and then they took it out.
I want a bigger focus pool.
Before you started playing, hunters had used intellect back in the day, and you had a mana bar.
Ew.
Yeah.
Your mic's muted, babe.
Haha.
He's just yelling like, "Ay!" I can hear him in the
You all
background.
can hear me anyway.
Ah! That's all I can hear. Just like, what's
I was
happening?
I was telling her that I'm going to set out to prove that there is literally at least one Murloc in every zone in World of Warcraft.
There's one what?
One warlock. Oh, Murloc?
Yeah. In every zone in World of Warcraft, there's at least one in every zone.
Winter Spring does not have Murlocs.
Huh?
Winter Spring does not have Murlocs.
Yeah, it does.
Where?
I'm gonna go find them. Hold on.
Does the Isle of Thunder have some?
I don't think the Isle of Thunder has any because it's all voodoos and trolls.
Yes, it is. Like I said, I will travel the world and I will search until I find a Murloc in every zone.
The Moonwell place does not have a Murloc in it because there's no NPCs besides Night Elves there.
Where?
Up north of Winter Spring.
North of Winter Spring.
Moonglade.
There is.
There is no Murlocs in Moonglade.
I'm about to make a night elf just to see.
You don't have to be a Night Elf to go up there. You can go up there as a horde.
There's Murloc in the lake. I said at least one. It doesn't have to be a whole tribe of Murlocs. I'm talking about one NPC.
Yeah, there is
Murloc somewhere. It doesn't have to be
there
all.
is no Murloc in that zone.
I'm pretty sure there's one there during the festival. Which
Nope.
still counts.
This is like worse than the chili debate we had earlier.
Chili.
It was a serial killer debate. We were arguing over who's killed the most people in human history.
No, I'm telling you, I know there's no
For the
Murlocs.
record, the nuke guy still doesn't count.
I know there's no.
Yeah, no, you don't count.
I know there's the nuke guy does not count. I love it. The guy who dropped the nuke does not count.
Yeah, it's because he didn't drop it. He made it. He didn't drop it.
No, we were talking about the guy who flew whatever, hit the launch button or whatnot.
Well, technically, he didn't drop it. The plane did, so the plane gets credit for that.
You press the button.
I'm pretty sure they just opened the doors.
Is it motion tonight? No, we're getting into gray area.
I should not be resurrecting old debates.
But as I said, I'm telling you, there is no Murloc up in there. Even during the festival, there's no Murloc up there because the only festival that takes place up there is the Light Dawn, whatever the hell they call that lunar festival thing.
So you're telling me if I go
And
up
there's
there
a
with my
giant-
Murloc pet, there's no Murlocs up there?
There's a giant ass crab up there. The crab is maybe what you're thinking of because that is inside of the water during the lunar festival.
I have a Murloc pet. I'll drag him around places.
That's alright.
Awful, I am the Elefar hero.
So another thing that's fun about Vanilla WoW Beta, the first zones that they actually made were Elwynn Forest, Stormwind, and Westfall. That's
I was
why.
about to say the first zones they made were all Alliance.
Yep, but that's also why if you look at the zones like back then, not today, because obviously everything's been changed. But if you looked at the zones back then, those 3 zones were like super crappy compared to everywhere else. Because they made them pre-2001.
Yo, what are we rolling in Classic? Alliance or Horde?
Yes, Dag does
Yeah,
not
fuck
want to
that.
touch Classic.
I'm not either.
I will tell you
that
exactly
once,
what
not
to
do
do
it again.
in Classic for everything.
I would be probably playing Alliance just simply for the fact that I played Alliance in Classic.
Horde all the way.
I was gonna be an enhancement shaman with a fucking two-hander just wrecking face.
And the reason why I'm saying that I'm going Alliance is because I do not know how to play Horde in vanilla because there were no paladins.
You were a priest, weren't you?
I was a Night Elf Priest, thank you very much, because Star
There you
Charge
go.
counted as a
Priest.
dot on Onyxia. But priests were... Night Elf Priests were kind of broken in PvP. Shadow Meld.
I was an absolute legend. Everybody knew who I was.
All I had to deal with was George the entire time.
The fucking orc with a Thunder Fury.
Blessed Blade of the Windseeker.
Yeah, dude.
Did you say Thunder Fury? Thunder Fury. Sorry about that.
So the funniest thing about Thunder Fury was like, you know, when I got the bindings, we had to wait a full year for the quest to actually go in the game. Nobody knew what the fuck it did for sure. And when we finally got it, we like heard of like what it would be like, whatever. So we're like, oh, let's test it, let's test it. I heard it proc all the time. This is much damage. So of course, as soon as you kill Thunderon, you're like, want to test it while everyone's there raiding, right? So like, we just had everybody show up to do the event. Well, the nearest enemies were fucking Earth Elementals, which are immune to nature damage. Thunder Fury is a nature proc. So I'm sitting here as a fucking Prow Warrior, autoing and revenging and sundering this fucking Earth Elemental for like 30 seconds. Nope. We're all like, what? What? Did you get a bugged weapon? We were like super bummed. Then I dueled the rogue and I just like eviscerated him in like 10 seconds. And we're like, never mind. We're
So you also know this then. There was an OP thing with Wind Fury where you could put Wind Fury on your weapon and had no internal cooldown, so you could just get unlimited Wind Fury stacks.
So that was partially why Thunder Fury was so good, especially on Horde. So the way it worked is every time you had in vanilla, every time a chance on hit proc, including like chance or second, I suppose.
Did you also know about putting rank 3 and rank 2?
Including weapon enchants, Wind Fury, the axes, like the level 42 axes that you proc, the mace out of BRD. Basically anything that had a chance on hit. It also procced a fresh chance to every other chance on hit that you had on your character at the time. So if you had like, you know, Crusader Enchant, you had Wind Fury, you had like the Thunder Fury, you can sometimes get these string procs where like your enchant would proc, that would proc Thunder Fury, that would proc Wind Fury, which would proc another auto, which proc Thunder Fury, which proc. You just see like 12 numbers flash on your screen in like 1 second. It's just nuts.
You could get literally erased by a fucking enhancement shot.
Yes, it is not good programming. It wasn't balanced at all, but fuck. Was
And then
it
they
fun.
fixed it, and then they made it so that rank 2 and rank 3 shared separate internal cooldowns. So you'd put rank 3 on your
What
main
the
hand
fuck?
and rank 2 on your offhand, and they
See what
shared
actually kills
completely
there.
different cooldowns from each other. And then Blizzard had to fix that too, because that was also royally broken.
Hammer was the mace of the BRD. It was very rare.
I've been
I never
questing
saw it
here
before,
so
yeah.
long that they've dropped a second war supply crate in the same fucking spot.
Nice too.
I feel like that I saw more Thunder Fury than...
Bow hammer, yes.
Yeah, I never saw
Yeah.
that mace.
Because not a lot of people ran BRD.
I thought the thing came out of MSC though, and then
What did?
didn't the mace, the legendary mace, come out of Molten Core though?
Right. Well, hammer was a a level like 58 that did solid damage and had like chance on hit of proccing another auto, which is good. But like when you had a Thunder Fury, if you were like a rogue or a warrior, that extra chance on hit was an extra chance to proc Thunder Fury. So it was actually like the best fucking weapon you could have all the way until like 8.
As I said once again, I was a priest back then. I only knew really what I was doing, and
I had to know what everybody's doing because I was in charge.
yeah, but as a priest, like all you had to know was priest things. So
I'm glad I'm not in charge anymore.
I was our spirit priest.
Yeah.
A lot of people have no clue today what that means.
What's he doing? No!
What's he doing?
I don't know what's going on.
Fuck, I'm filming it.
So, did you play in Vanilla, Healy?
I picked up in BC.
So in Vanilla, you probably heard this, where priest couldn't be shadow.
Yeah, you didn't play Shadow.
Yeah. Well, there was the 3 trees. So there was like the shadow tree, the holy tree, and then there was the spirit. Well, they called it the spirit tree. It was actually disc, but it wasn't like how disc is today. It was totally different back then, right?
I remember.
And there was these certain talents you took, and you were called the spirit priest because you actually picked up the talent that increased spirit on your entire party. So when you used greater spirit, you actually got more regen. And you had to have one priest that was spec'd into that, and nobody wanted to do it because it was like you were less of a healer.
I don't like talking about vanilla. So. It's like an old person
You're a
talking
party
about when
pooper.
I was your age or whatever.
You're being a party
Was
pooper.
were there actually pieces with health 5 back on the
No.
vanilla? Because I know that there's one now.
There was also no for a long time there was no like this increases your spirit and this increases your healing and this increases your spell power.
So the really nice thing about vanilla was that it was very clear when things were upgraded when they were, because they had fucking percents on them. You get a ring and it was like 15 agility, 20 stamina, plus 1% crit. And then the next tier would be like 20 agility, 25 stamina, plus 1.5% crit. No, well, that's
Yeah, dude, I forget about
so nice. Oh my god.
The percentages were the
like-
best.
Well, right, but they changed it in BC because there was legitimately gear that had like 3% dodge or crit on it. Like, that would scale into infinity. Like 3% dodge, that would be relevant today.
Yeah.
Yep. That's because once
Hugely
again
relevant.
they weren't thinking about things as we scaled.
There was, fuck, I wish I should get my warrior just so I had for the lows. So, like the bug family, in AQ dropped the trinket that gave you plus 300 to all resistances for like 8 seconds. It was basically like, it was pretty similar to that trinket that you got from TB Rapid Cat. They like made all kinds of gear like that was like, next expansion, they're like, wait a minute, all this stuff's really fucking overpowered. Whoops, we should do something about. But in a way, it was like very satisfying. It was really straight. 20 agility equaled 1 crit. Always. Very simple.
See, you know, it even sucks, even if you look at like the old tier 3 now, even on like Wowhead, it has versatility on there. And I'm like, that was not a thing.
No.
Yeah, I fucking remember multi-strike.
You remember how badass it was? Such a great mechanic.
I'll tell you one thing I do miss: armor pin.
I mean, you know what else is really funny? Like, I'm now thinking about it. So this shows you how messed up Blizzard was. Remember tier 2.5 for Priest was actually a shadow set? It had damage on it, and everyone was like, what is this?
They made hybrid gear for everybody.
Yeah, they made hybrid gear in 2.5, and I was like, why? Like, no one can spec this way. Complete waste of time.
I liked it. I liked it.
There was a lot of goofy shit that Blizzard did back then.
One thing I don't miss is hit rating.
Hit rating was terrible. And
yeah.
what was the other thing? It was hit and
Plus 6% weapon skill.
yeah, expertise. Because remember you had to have expertise for your yellow hits. It was yellow, right? And hit was for your white.
You
White
couldn't
hits.
block Dr. Perry.
Yeah, so in the yeah, right, exactly what it was. In vanilla, there was like weapon. If you could get +5 weapon skill, then your autos would never miss. Which, like, if you're an orc using axes, you were set. If you're a human using swords, you were set. And that continued all the way into fucking Wrath. I remember being an orc with Shadowmoor and just dumpstering everyone. They get mad because it was an orc. Well, fuck you. Faction change.
Oh, you know what else I forgot about? Back in the day, priests actually had two unique racials.
Yup. I remember being a Draenei with Fear Ward and Hymn of Hope.
Undead priest for the win.
And then they're like, oh, Fear Ward and Hymn of Hope. Those are like the only two cool racials, and now everyone gets them.
Devouring Plague, all the way.
And then they just turned that into a spell for a little bit. Fucking, I think it was like Cataclysm.
You'll remember this.
Keep
Some
going into Bob.
some classes actually did not have an interrupt at all.
Yeah. I don't think
Yeah,
Priest
that's-
did.
No priest had an interrupt.
They had Psychic Scream.
Uh,
That's not really.
I don't think mages had counterspell yet. I think counterspell was added in later, wasn't it?
Not sure. I'm kind of thinking it might have been like a talent.
What was?
And according to
It was
your
a talent.
race, was it? Yeah, counterspell was a talent. Yeah, you're right. You had a talent it.
Can you invite me back to
Sure.
Proficiency?
And also, if you remember, you'll remember this too. According to the race or spec you were in, different weapons were meant to use different abilities. So, like, if you had a mace, you could stun. And axes were used to get extra crit chance, and swords were faster and had a chance to double strike.
This that you guys
Is that
are
not
talking
Rogue
about sounds
Master?
crazy.
Remember back at that time too, you had to level the skill of using them?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. And you used to get a mage to cast intellect on you while you're leveling the skill because intellect actually made you level your skill faster.
Do you want to come back?
That still cracks me up.
Leveling dungeons.
Oh, I do not miss using reagents to buff people, though. That I do not miss at all.
Finally.
Candles and feathers and all that other extra shit you had to carry around in your bags for no
God,
reason.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
What did you call them? What are they?
You used to have to have candles to buff fortitude and spirit. Paladins had to carry these tomes
Yeah, but
around.
what were they called?
What do you mean? Reagents.
Weird. I call them reagents, and I know so many people that are like, yeah, they're regents.
No, they're
That's how
reagents.
pronounced. It's pronounced reagent.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse
they're
me.
Fucking Lord Regent Candle.
No, they're reagents.
A regent is one of those, like the regent lord kind of thing, you know, like a ruler.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, guys.
A reagent.
Why are you saying regent? There's a whole fucking A in there. Do you call them secret agents? No, you call them secret agents. Like,
Agents. Secret agents.
I get mad about the dumbest little shit.
You know what else I also forgot about?
Bothered me my whole life.
I forgot about it until I was swimming. Remember when breath bars were like a minute? You were like, good luck. That's literally what it
You
was.
remember when it took you 3 seconds to melt?
Yeah, that was so
God,
funny.
don't.
Your mounting could get interrupted whenever you casted.
It's like you're mounting and then you get into combat. It's like great, cool.
You know what I do
sweet.
miss though? Paladin's Bubble Hearth. The biggest piece of shit thing ever invented in the game.
Fuck that. Freaking paladins, you couldn't open world kill those motherfuckers. They get too close to dying and they just bubble hearth. It's like, fuck you, come back here, you coward. I will find where you live.
I remember when
Was there a mass spell back then?
no. Single dispel, but there was no cooldown on it. You could spam the shit out of it. And the
I was
reason
gonna
why
say,
there
that's
was
probably one of my favorite things about being a priest is just mass dispelling people.
well, the reason why there
Oh,
was
you got
no
a fucking
mass
ice block?
the reason why there was no mass dispel was because you could spam the spell and it cost like no mana basically.
Do you guys remember the trash on Shaw of Pride where Mass Dispel could kill your entire raid?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was
I
so
loved
great when you played a warlock and Mass Dispelled people, and then they all blamed the priest.
I may or may
Wait,
not.
Shaw of
play
Pride,
that
Shaw
once
of
or
Pride,
twice.
Shaw of Pride. Shaw of
Yeah,
Pride
I trolled our
was
priest pretty hard.
which one was Pride?
Yeah,
Fourth
right.
boss? Fourth boss.
Fourth boss
was
in fourth boss in what? In Orgrimmar?
It was
Oh.
technically Narushan, wasn't it?
Never mind. I do not know that boss because I was not playing back then.
So it was a Mercius, followed by Protectors of the Veil, followed by Narushan,
Narushan, something like that.
There
and
you
then
have to fix
Shaw
this
of Pride,
quest.
and then Galacrus, then Iron Juggernaut, then Shaman General. Iron Juggernaut
I'm
Mythic
on.
was actually really fun.
I quit before all that. We killed Rodin on our what was that? Fourth attempt?
Huh?
The special boss in Throne.
Special boss? What?
Remember when we went to Throne of Thunder and you quit right before we got to the last boss?
I quit because of trinkets. Yes. I
Yes. So Trinkets pissed him off royally and he quit because of Trinkets.
Which
Beca-
one specifically?
All of
did
them.
you quit?
All of
Real
them.
quick, why I quit was because I was Winwalk, and basically the way it worked at the time was there wasn't like an internal cooldown on trinket. It was very random. So I would pull a boss one week and I would get 6 trinket procs in a 5.5 minute fight. And then the next week I would get 3. And then the next week I would get 5. And then I would get 4. And then I would get 7.
They had fucked up internal cooldowns
So
on
there
Trinkets.
was no way for me to really track week to week, like whether I was improving or not. It was impossible.
That was like when they had gotten rid of unused, wasn't it? Like there was no unused
There
trinkets
was
in that
no
time?
unused trinkets, correct. And so, my class, of course, is very timing specific. You have openings for when you want to pop your cooldowns and everything. And so having no unused trinkets and everything having weird internal cooldowns, sometimes you would like wait 40, 50, 60 seconds for your shit to pop. You're just sitting on your cooldown, so you don't get an extra death. And other times you'd have no problems. And it had nothing to do with skill and everything to do with chance.
Yep.
And I quit because it just wasn't fun. If I'm having a DPS and it has nothing to do with skill, then why am I?
Yeah, I was not very fond of it
I
back
wouldn't
then.
have quit if I was tanking. DPSing, game being like that.
I stuck around for us to kill Rodin, and then as soon as we killed Rodin, I quit because I was pissed off at Blizzard about Warlocks. Because
God, I'm
Demonology,
gonna start.
Demonology back then
We're gonna
irritated
berserk
the
this
shit out of me.
motherfucker. You ready for this, dude?
Dude, like, they destroyed Warlocks time and time and time again, expansion after expansion, until recently they started bringing us. And then Draenor comes out and they simplify the classes and kind of ruined the class.
I like it better now than I did in Mists.
I didn't like how suddenly you had like nothing. Like you had like 4 spells. Like I hate. We had full bars back in the day.
All I have to say is Metamorphosis.
God, don't even no.
That ruined the class for me.
No, give me that shit back. Give me Dark
No!
Hypothesis back.
Metamorphosis was complete bullshit. I hated it.
I loved that mechanic.
No, I hated it because when you're in a top guild and you're raiding and you're trying to do, World 25th at the time, and once again, back to the trinket problem, it's really hard to gauge what you're doing when you have so much randomness happening.
Yep.
You had RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG as a warlock back then. And it was just like, this is too much. I can't keep up with this shit anymore. You couldn't track it. Like, you couldn't track your bar correctly. There's just no way. Then, and you had this issue.
What?
Where you would be like top DPS, and then all of a sudden you'd be no DPS, and then top DPS, and then now you're at the bottom of the bar again. It was just like,
I played it no differently every time.
I hated that so much. I really did. I couldn't stand it. Drew?
There's still some degree of luck in DPS, there always is, but like right now, I can if I do better on a poll, it's usually because of something I do.
Well, there's more
Holy
to
shit, Nick.
there's more to control right now.
Look at the meters.
I was holding steady at 40k, and then I got feared for an 8 count.
I have not been feared yet, but I just thought it was funny that like you and I are doing like 50% of the group's damage.
Yeah, these guys are fucking worthless.
So like most LFRs.
I don't mind talking about Mop and even like Wrath. I don't like talking
You don't like talking about it, and then you got really quiet.
I don't like talking
Vanilla.
about
I kind of get that. Like people remember the other expansions. Vanilla is kind of just.
And I don't want to brag or anything. You know what I mean? Like it just comes off as like, oh, here's this old guy going on again about how great he was. Like, it's just it's not good for anybody.
The only biggest thing I remember about Vanilla though was trying to figure out what I wanted to play when I first started playing, and I had no clue how big the world was. Like so my friend and I rolled Night Elf Priests because we thought, okay, Night Elves look cool and we want to be Night Elf Priests because, you know, we played Warcraft 3 and I always thought the Night Elves were kind of cool with their story. So we're playing these Night Elf Priests, and this guy who was like level 40 was a human, and he showed up. And we were like, oh, why is a human here? Where did you come from? And he was just like, there's a whole other continent. And we were like, what? So we did the Night Elf Death Run all the way to the human continent, and we're completely flabbergasted with how big the world actually was.
Oh, the Night Elf Death Run. Still not as good as the Gnome Death Run to the opposite side.
The Night Elf
What's
Death.
the
So
what's the Night Elf?
the Night Elf starting area is on the other continent. It's up in the far. Yeah, it still is, but it was up in the far regions of Nowhere Zone. And the human starting area was all the way on the other continent, the furthest southern part that you could get to for as far as traveling. So what you would do is you would make a Night Elf, and the Night Elf starting area sucked as far as questing. It was absolutely terrible. I don't know what they were thinking when they made these quests, but you just didn't go there because their gear was shit and the questing took forever. It was faster to level in the human area. So what you had to do,
Navigate.
yeah, it was complete garbage. Like they made you run north, run south, run north, run south, up and down Darkshore, and it was stupid. So you would do this death run where you had to get on a boat, run past level 40 crocodiles who would chase you down and kill you over and over and over and over again. And that's all
mobs
you
used to aggro you from like a mile away if you were too low for the zone that you went into. And sometimes you would have to get a high level friend to sit there and run alongside you and kill things before they killed you, so that you could like run to the next.
Oh no, I sacrifice my friend Amy all the
How are
time.
people doing like 3k DPS?
Auto attacking AFK. Look at their meter. Like hover over details. They're probably AFK. Auto attacking.
Or they're me.
No, you do more than 3k.
So, am I able to stop people from getting feared if I Tremor Totem them as the minion hits them?
Yeah.
Does Tremor Totem still pulse?
No.
It just does it once?
Yeah, you have to drop it before the fear too. You can't drop it while you're feared. They changed. Well, there was no tremor totem. They had completely taken it away.
When I'm talking about. So when I first picked up WoW, the date came out, and then I like leveled all the way until like 34. We ran Scarlet Monster, me, my brother, and his friend, and it was us three as warriors. We didn't understand that you had to make like a group of healers and stuff. We made it all the way to the end, and we managed to kite the guy around and use all abilities. It was actually kind of impressive in hindsight. 3 fucking arms warriors killed this guy with no healer or anything, right? We're like bandaging and potting and stuff. Hilarious.
Was Arms Warrior the one that had Death Wish, or was that Fury?
Fury. So it was good to level as arms because you have more strike. Fury was like far superior once you got some gear, obviously, but like leveling up arms was the way to go. So anyway, my brother's buddy we all hit roll, and my brother's buddy gets the fucking axe. And he was such a carry, he was worthless. And I got so mad that I quit the game and did not play for like 4 months.
Sounds like you.
Shit you not, I was so mad.
That sounds like something you would do.
Fuck this guy and fuck this game. I was so mad, and then I got like seriously injured in rugby. I like tore my fucking bicep, almost off the bone. I was like, I got nothing better to do. I guess I'll play this game.
You're gonna crack up at this one. So, I went into Scholomance for the first time, and there was a mage in my group, and I did not realize that the cloth drops were mage tier. I rolled need on it. I took it, and this guy went into guild chat, started freaking out. Like, this person's a ninja and all this shit. And I'm like, so you know what I did? I said, how am I a ninja? It's cloth gear. I thought we were supposed to roll on upgrades. I didn't know that, like, cause you know, I just saw cloth. I didn't realize there was a tier back then. But you know, it wasn't really tier, it was that 0.5 shit. Oh my god, I got flamed so hard. I was just, I didn't know what was happening. Well, then later on, I was looking at it like, wow, I was the worst thing. Yeah,
I'm a human?
yeah, this is a flashback.
Stratholme. We're in the past.
There were no horde in this.
Yeah, Horde
but-
was kind of an unknown.
I just remember that and being like, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad now. I did not realize that, you know.
You remember Stratholme, babe, right? The undead place?
This is before Stratholme turned to shit.
This is before Stratholme went undead.
We're missing a crate somewhere. Oh, there it is. Did you guys get the quest?
I got one.
I
There.
got one as well.
Yeah, there it is. Wait, you're DPS this time. Holy crap.
Yar.
You're not even my tank.
No. I don't
Who
use a
are
tank
you and
anymore.
what have you done with my tank? I could ask this guy. Who are you? and what have
It's
you done?
already started. Cool. There was a.
For one more call and then I'm going to bed. I think it's getting late. I really want this Azurite. I'm committed to it now. I want to kill this guy. Oh man. Oh man. Back in vanilla days, it was fucking weird. Like, the most famous person on my server was a guy who never actually left Orgrimmar. All he did was sell things and trade. And he was famous because he decided to always having everything for sale.
No, they didn't drop the RP. The dude started it.
Oh, nice. There used to be all that RP that happened. Remember?
Yeah,
There was no
that's-
skip
that
button.
is-
You just had to. You just had to sit and watch it all and wait for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, dude skipped it.
Well, this is the first group right here.
The guy you pass at the entrance, babe, is Arthur.
What?
Yeah, we passed.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Arthur's.
I'm really glad this tank knows how to pick up AoE here, because I love being destroyed by this mob.
Click the button to get more people. We're in.
I'm surprised that we didn't kick the Frost Mage with 2% of his overall damage done with Frostball.
I should not have had to use that ability on you.
Use
I
what?
should not have to use Serenity on you.
No.
This. And this guy.
No, that just means it's hot.
I just love the fact too that our Frost Mage is deciding that he is going to Frost Nova all the mobs directly next to me so that the tank can get no threat on them. Instead, they hit me because I'm the closest target to him.
Alright, here we go.
Those are my favorite. But at least I gave you wisdom, so you have that.
So what you missed, babe, was Arthas and Jaina and Lighthammer, I can't remember his first name, were talking outside of Stratholme. The crates that we messed with or whatever were plague,
Infected. They were plague infected.
and Arthas decides that instead of trying to cure the place or whatever, it was safer to
Eradicate everything
all
inside.
yeah, destroy it to stop the undead from spreading. And this is the undead's.
This is like when everyone was starting to get defiled.
This is basically what made decide he was going to Northrend, and then eventually became the Witch King.
So this is what we're gonna
Really
do.
long.
They're revamping Warcraft 3. We're just gonna get it for Verd and she can play it and get the whole story.
Bro, we're gonna have to kill everything for these fucking retards.
And see how Illidan and freaking... Hold on. Illidan and Arthas know each other.
Oh, he's behind us.
He's always here.
Mm-mm.
No, never mind.
These are
he's
always in
not.
different locations. These spawn
Yeah,
randomly.
I was thinking of something. Hello, Meat Hook.
Sir, we have a buff in our family. No, it's a
Uh,
buff. There it is. Terminator.
Your pet taunts on.
No, it's not.
That's weird because your pet just like got instant aggro. And now he has it again.
Right, Zero, let's fucking do this. Dude, I might even have to flash to kill this briefing.
Probably because I did my burst too early.
Should I do it? What do you think? Oh. There he is. Fuck, seriously?
Nice, got boots. Now I gotta wait till the flag appears again.
Yeah, this was the most annoying thing to do when you were trying to do the timed achievement to get
Oh.
the freaking mount.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I've got it too. It's just, oh my god, I cannot tell you. How
There
many
was
times
a way to do it that was super easy, and that's exactly what this mage is doing. You just ran around as a mage and just kept arcane spamming these things, and then your other group would just start pulling the tomb stalkers, and your mage just kept running around clearing everything over and over again.
That's guy's running out. Alright.
want to buy aggro.
Well, actually, that was the mage's fault because he started arcane blasting everything in the background there.
No, I'm talking about the fact that I'm still being chased around.
Fate?
Thank you.
I can already switch.
It's the first time I've ever seen a priest use Fade this expansion.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I use it all the time.
What are we talking about?
Fade. I actually
Use
had.
that all the time.
I just had to watch him
Yeah.
use Fade. I'm like, I haven't seen a priest in a long time use Fade because there was like no reason for it for a while.
I use that almost every pool in Keystones. On skittering, at least. Yeah, that one.
The fact that they've changed threat now though is hilarious. Because
I'll throw dots on everything and I'll be like, it's the time to fade.
That's what I do. I throw all my dots and then I fade when I'm playing Shadow.
Or I'll fade after I Void Erupt, either or. Those are both angry spells.
mm,
Now this guy's just gonna get at it and unbuff everything.
I don't see the.
This doesn't do it on LFR, I don't think, does it?
I mean, the big red circle for the buff just came up.
There's no flag. Does anyone not see a flag?
But you're right, if there's no buffs on anything.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
I think it's back this way.
Is it? I don't see a flag at all.
As long as we just keep killing the Hexers, we should be able to do this.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have.
There's a flag over here.
Hold on, no, right in his face.
Come on, babe.
Yeah, I remember doing this on my mage, and my job was literally just to constantly spamming arcane blast, and that's it.
I don't remember what class I did it on. I'm pretty sure I was the tank, but I may be thinking of a different time.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't feel like changing the animation.
Yeah.
The animation 4.
Zool.
The Crusher on LFR Zul, it still has the circle around him like he's going to buff everything, but it's only a single buff.
He buffs himself, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which is just hilarious in itself. It's like, okay.
But yeah, but there used to be
Phases.
to do this within a certain
Yes.
All right.
and it used to be
CDs and go ham.
There we go.
King Square Fountain.
Where is it at? Oh, I see. See, the first one wasn't showing up on my map, and this one is. It's so weird.
It used to do this back in the day.
I'm a bald human. I lost all my hair in the war.
Not so fabulous.
Genetics were not kind to me.
I'm got plastic
Fuck it.
surgery.
Hit me up.
This tank can't hold worse shit. Oh, this is some sketchy
Everybody
stuff.
has aggro.
We gotta kill everything for everyone.
Where's the battle reses?
You're expecting people in LFR to battle res?
Directly behind.
This guy was a bitch back in the day. Do you use your
Is he
misdirect,
still-
by the way, Bird? She's like, oh yeah, that's a spell.
Dude, this tank's about to drop.
Where are these?
There's no other tank.
Oh,
Dead.
good point.
Somebody's resing him. He's up.
Finally, and the other one's dead. Timing. That's gonna be huge.
Do we have a paladin ready to pop him?
He's dead.
We don't have any
Oh,
paladins left.
the new guy? We do have one. It's Tekka.
Pop
There
him,
he
click
is.
it off.
There he is, babe.
Oh my god, he's dying so fast. He's got no gear.
Oh,
You can see him again further up here.
Dude, he's at 10%. There's no way that we're gonna kill this if he dies. Actually, I got Earth Elemental if he dies.
Earth Elemental doesn't taunt bosses.
Doesn't it do increased threat?
Nope.
Not against boss.
Not against bosses, not against
Alright,
raid
we made it.
bosses. Which is just awful, by the way.
Fucking worthless pieces of shit.
There he is, babe. Without the armor and the helmet and everything.
Alright, I got my Azure. Did you get anything?
I got an Azurite helmet.
Really?
Oh, yeah, but I already had an Azurite helmet.
Look how angry my person looks.
Okay.
Look at me, I look terrible.
Well, whatever. It's probably still worth suffering through.
You think you look terrible.
Yeah,
I'm
look.
freaking Princess Leia over here.
I'm a very
Actually,
angry
I got
bald
syn-
man.
I got Synapse Shock. Okay. I think that wearing this other one's better because at least at some point I'll be able to trade the second buff for Archive. I need it.
I'm going to bed, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
night,
night.
Mrs. Z.
Yeah, he said he's AFK'd with his dog.
No, that's they're just letting them know.
You put it's in party chat. I know, it's annoying.
It used to be different.
Yep. They are now. That's why I thought you were telling us, and that's why I was like,
No, I trust you're observant enough to know it.
I just want level 90, so
Yeah,
I
I know.
have some sort of AoE.
Stop that. I'm betting.
Hey, I can skin all these.
Yep.
I'm betting by the outfit that this warrior is wearing that it's a blood elf. The actual.
you can tell by just clicking on them. It's a Nightborn.
What do you mean just clicking on them? I'm clicked on him. It says human.
Hover over them, and you don't see that?
It's human.
No, our mage is an undead. And this is a Nightborn warrior.
Remember how bad this hallway used to be?
Yep. Used to drop you used to drop frost traps up here. Right here where I'm standing. Try to catch them before they go running all the way in.
You need these? Oh, I know, you're wearing,
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say it's Crusader Square pauldrons. Everybody used to be after those because they're fine on equip. Kill the agent. Oh, this house. Isn't this our first introduction to the Infinite?
No.
What other dungeon did they show up first?
There was a vanilla WoW thing where you had to get rep with the dragons for something, and I don't remember what it was. Or maybe that was Burning Crusades. No, I think it was vanilla. Before time walking was a thing.
I don't remember the Infinite back then.
Yeah,
'Cause
there's.
This is where we
Who lusted?
Me.
need it. Alright.
You should save it for the last.
10 minutes before the last
Yeah, you
boss.
should save it for the last boss. You either do it on the first boss of the dungeon or the last, or you save it for the last. Ah, there we go.
Let's do time warp.
Hell yeah, butter.
It even sounds evil.
What's someone's gonna do? Totally forget what that was. Oh well.
Okay, music maybe? Yeah, now this looks like Strathel. Oh, this part. Oh my god, the gauntlet. Try to pull everything all the way to the middle, remember?
No. I never pulled everything all the way to the middle until the end of the expansion. Because
That's
these,
like half of how to do.
these golems would kick the shit out of you.
I mean, you had to have like a kick-ass healer and a kick-ass tank, but like, and some really good DPS to survive it. But like, the tanks that we used to run with would go all the way to that archway up ahead and tank it there.
Yeah, Brood of Nozdormu rep was in vanilla.
Yeah,
Nozdormu?
but Nozdormu is not the Infinite.
Yeah, I think the Infinite, this was the first time we saw them, but yeah, I was thinking of the Brood of Nozdormu.
Yeah, no, that's
They mention it, but I don't remember why. Oh, yeah, because of AQ.
yeah, but we never actually like physically see the Infinite Dragonflight until now, and then it became a thing with the time walking dungeons and stuff. And then there was the time walking event. wasn't there?
Yeah, time walking was Lich King, right?
Yeah, it started. This is the first one. No. Yes, because there was also.
I like you were like, no, yes,
Grass.
yes, no. Yeah.
There was
Remember-
time walking in Burning Crusade.
Yeah, I was did Black Morass.
Oh yeah,
There's
because
also
of the
Strathold, or not Strathold, the one where you save throw.
yeah, because
Is that
Black
vanilla?
Morass was the Burning Crusades because that's how you got the Kara key.
Yeah, but Infinite wasn't in Black Morass.
What about the escape from whatever?
Escape from Durnhold,
You-
Infinite. was in the end of it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Burning
But they
Crusades was
weren't the
actually.
Infinite originally.
They were called something else, but I don't remember what they were
Yeah.
called.
Yeah, they weren't the Infinite in the original version of the gun.
I don't know. Blizzard hops around so much, it's hard to keep up with what's where, and my memory gets fuzzy from expansion to expansion because everything kind of blurs together back then.
Yeah, that and Blizzard is not above rewriting their own lore.
Oh yeah, they rewrite shit all the time.
Yeah, that was one thing that bugged one of my friends, is that Blizzard changed their lore between one expansion to the next, and it pissed him off because he knew all the lore.
Like Draenei.
Oh, goddamn.
What's up with Draenei?
Space goats.
They're not supposed to exist.
They were in Warcraft 3, weren't they? Yeah. Yeah, they were. Draenei were in Warcraft, in one of the Warcraft games.
They shouldn't have been. They had.
You mean
no
like the
player-
Eridar?
Yeah, Eridar.
The red demon versions of Draenei, they've probably been around.
Yeah, those have been
Well,
around.
Draenei were in Warcraft 3, but they were titled as the Lost Ones.
No, that's the Lost Ones. They're not Draenei.
Lost ones are the little broken.
They're the
beads.
Broken, yeah, but that was what the
those aren't
Draenei.
Draenei.
I thought that's what the Draenei were
That's-
supposed to be.
That's what Draenei became at some point, but the Draenei themselves are different. They're
Yeah.
related. It's kind of similar how to like Naga were elves or some shit. Like they evolved or something.
So I'm reading it right now. It
I'd have to
says
find
it says Draenei Warcraft 3, and it says the Warcraft 3 Draenei are the Broken but look like Lost Ones.
Yeah, they're from the same like line, but they're not the Draenei as like. They're not like the Draenei that everybody thinks of. They're the little dudes with the little squirrely things on their back and shit.
Yeah, where the hell is the NPC at?
The
There it is.
Lost Ones are highly mutated and deformed Draenei. They have developed further than the Broken, may have been reduced to savage and primitive beast.
Yeah,
The Broken are a devolved subrace of Draenei who live in Outland, mutated after being exposed to the fell energies.
But what I'm
warriors
saying-
built by Orc Warlock.
what I'm saying is in Warcraft 3, the Broken were titled as Draenei. For some reason.
And again, Blizzard likes to rewrite their own.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But I love how Draenei, like, were on a ship that crashed here and they got lost and all this other stuff, and then you get the Lightforged Draenei who are, like, so much more epic, you know what I mean? By the way, make sure to dispel the sleeps.
One that I got on myself.
Yep, I can't dispel that, but I slept for a solid full-time duration.
I'm asleep. Thank you.
Unfortunately, I can't dispel magic. I can dispel diseases and poison. Wow, I was like blah 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 blah. What?
No loot.
Yeah, not yet.
Empty your pockets,
Not
motherfucker.
not yet. We gotta wait till the stupid guy's done talking. It's right here.
This is the story. Exactly where you
Ramble, 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 and then you gotta wait for this guy to come down. See, we just finished the dungeon.
You called?
Wait for the chick to fly down and turn in the quest.
He's got to leave first before she'll come down.
Yeah, Chromie.
Crummy. Oh, hey, gloves.
Here she
Oh,
comes.
That's a pretty dragon.
That's Chromie.
I want that dragon.
You can, well, you can kind of get them. You can get the drakes.
There she is.
There she is. Hey, Crummy.
Yeah, nah, you don't get Chromie. Chromie gets you.
Yeah.
Okay, get the hell out of here, so I'm not bald anymore.
Leave the dungeon. But the group's good. I'd have no hair. Legit, let's get out. I completely forgot about
Let me know.
Stratholme until just then.
Let me know when y'all are out.
I'm out.
I wish you could queue for both TBC and Lich King, like you can for LFR. I think it's a little weird that they have them still separated, but you're the same level no matter what.
But why would you want to do TBC dungeon?
Because you get the same level of gear.
They sucked.
Yeah, but they have quests in them.
And then you do all the quests in the Lich King ones, and when you finished all of them, you'd swap over to TBC and go through. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I prefer some of the Burning Crusade stuff over some of the Lich King stuff, though.
Like the appearance of the gear.
Not just that, but like some of the dungeons weren't so bad. If you get the right ones.
They were such a snooze fest. The later ones really are terrible. The early ones are yeah, though.
Hellfire Rampart's one of the most boring dungeons I've ever run.
Alright, I'm muting them just because I realize what time it is. It is 1 o'clock in the morning and people are going to bed in my household, so I do have to end it tonight. I am planning on doing heroic mode sometime tomorrow. I'm probably going to say maybe about 8 p.m. Eastern, maybe 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to hang out and do heroic tomorrow, just log on around 7 p.m. Eastern and we'll play it by ear from there. However, I am going to cut it tonight, so it was nice streaming, and hopefully people log in tomorrow to hang out. Good night.